There are surahs that awaken the heart. There are surahs that strengthen your faith. And then, there are surahs that build entire societies. Surah An-Nisa, often translated as the Surah of Women, is one of those society-building chapters. Revealed in Madinah, this surah came at a pivotal time. The Muslim community was no longer just surviving, it was forming a civilization. And civilizations are not built on emotion alone. They are built on justice. The surah begins with the very foundation of society, human equality. It starts with a powerful, universal address. O mankind, be conscious of your Lord, who created you from a single soul, before a single law, before inheritance, before any family structure is discussed. Allah establishes our shared origin. Think about that. Modern biology confirms this profound truth. Genetically, all human beings share an overwhelming similarity. We may differ in our cultures, our appearances, our languages, but not in our fundamental essence. Surah An-Nisa begins by destroying any notion of superiority at its very root. One soul, one origin, one humanity. From this foundation of equality, the surah moves to one of its central themes: the protection of the vulnerable, especially women and orphans. In 7th century Arabia, women often had no inheritance rights. The property of orphans was frequently exploited. Surah An-Nisa changed everything by introducing structured, mathematically precise inheritance laws. From an economic perspective, this is great news. It actively prevents wealth from concentrating in just a few hands. Modern economic research shows that extreme wealth concentration is a major cause of social instability. The Quranic inheritance system, by its very design, ensures wealth is distributed, creating financial balance and stability within families and the wider community. This isn't just spiritual guidance. It is brilliant social engineering. But justice isn't just about money. It's about mindset. Surah An-Nisa repeatedly commands believers to stand firmly for justice, even if it goes against themselves or their own parents. Psychologically, this is an incredibly difficult command. Our brains are naturally biased. We're wired to justify our own actions, defend our tribe, and protect our ego. The Qur'an, however, trains us for moral objectivity. Neuroscience actually shows that fairness activates the reward centers in our brains. Humans are fundamentally wired to appreciate justice. Islam doesn't ignore this wiring, it disciplines it, pushing us to be just even when it's hard. The surah also discusses marriage laws in great detail. Why? Because the family is the smallest, most essential unit of civilization. Modern sociology confirms this. Stable families lead to lower crime rates, better mental health outcomes, and greater social resilience. Surah An-Nisa lays down clear guidelines for financial responsibility, mutual rights, conflict resolution, and ethical leadership within the household. Notice the word is responsibility, not dominance. A system collapses when power is separated from accountability. This surah never separates them. Another major theme is hypocrisy, the internal danger of those who claim belief but actively undermine the community from within. From a psychological lens, hypocrisy creates what we call cognitive dissonance, that internal, nagging conflict between what you believe and how you behave. History shows that societies don't just collapse from external enemies, but from internal moral weakness. Surah An-Nisa warns us that integrity isn't optional. Your faith must align with your actions. The surah also addresses conflict and warfare. But even here, it places strict ethical boundaries: no oppression, no injustice, no transgression. It's fascinating that modern international humanitarian law echoes these exact principles. Centuries later, the Qur'an framed the concept of ethical warfare long before global conventions were even imagined. So, what is the deeper lesson here? Surah An-Nisa is not just a chapter about women. It's a chapter about responsibility. It teaches us that spirituality without structure can lead to chaos, and that law without mercy leads to cruelty. So it creates a perfect balance: compassion and regulation, rights and duties, power and accountability. This surah transforms faith from a private, internal emotion into a public, functioning system. It asks a powerful question that echoes through time. Are you a believer only in your prayers, or are you also a believer in justice? Because a society that prays but fails to protect its vulnerable has fundamentally misunderstood revelation. Surah An-Nisa provides a moral architecture. It protects the weak, disciplines the powerful, equalizes humanity, structures wealth, and enforces justice. This is not just theology, it is civilization design. And perhaps that's why this chapter is so long and detailed, because building a truly just society requires careful, deliberate, and divine planning. If this reflection helped deepen your understanding, continue this journey through the Quran with us. Next, we'll explore Surah Al-Nisa, the chapter of covenants, integrity, and moral consistency. Thanks for watching.